sisters, brothers, siblings who are the Episcopal Church in Northern Indiana. Grace and peace be with you in Jesus, the risen Christ. Greetings, friends, from St. Barnabas-in-the-Dunes here in Miller Beach on Sunday. I'd like to take the opportunity to introduce some important people here who are part of the Calumet Episcopal Ministry Partnership. Corya Channing is the senior warden at St. Stephen's. Pastor Pamela Thiede is the vicar of the Calumet Episcopal Ministry Partnership. And John Tucker is the senior warden at St. Stephen's, Hobart. They've been in the forefront of responding to the storms that occurred almost 2 weeks ago now. And I just invited them. I came over on Sunday to see what things look like here, and just want to invite them to spend a minute or two talking about what it's like and how can we continue to respond.
Well, Bishop, it's been a struggle. This has been a major disaster here in the Gary area, and there's just devastation everywhere. It's an odd thing. Trees are down and they're a hazard. Luckily, most buildings have been spared. It's a miracle, but it's been really difficult. We haven't had power. This is day 13 without power in many, many, many homes in our area. Luckily, St. Barnabas was restored yesterday, so we were able to have a service, a real service. You can plug things in and they work now. It's so amazing. But it's been difficult, but we're managing, and God is good, and the Lord has provided in so many ways. So we're very fortunate. We really are.
Thank you, Corya. Yeah. Pastor Pamela.
Well, I was without my car for the first week because it was in the shop and it was repaired but stuck on the lift. So, but once I got it, I started driving around and I saw all over Lake County, trees down, lines down. It's a miracle and an amazement that none of our homes were damaged. We know some people who did have home damage. Our churches were, for the most part, spared. St. Timothy has some significant damage. But the blessing, I keep looking for the blessings. A blessing is that the parking lot, which was being completely dug out, repaved, was done the day before the storm hit. And we're able to have food pantry last Saturday there. We had very low turnout, which kind of surprised us. And I'm thinking some people just didn't even know if it would be open, so they didn't waste their gas coming. But no lives lost. And I'm grateful every day for that. And I'm grateful for the bishop, because on vacation, he was calling me every few days to see how things were going and to check on us. And I appreciate that so much.
Thank you. John.
Yeah, so Hobart St. Stephen's, when we got the first storm, that was before the 4th of July, it was one 75-foot tree, and I got that chopped up and then stored, and the city of Hobart took that away. Now we have the equivalent of 8 75-foot tall trees, and but the damage to the church is minimal. Just a little section of the roof of the Alice Rogers room, just a small section, has damage, and I still have to clear out the tree that's on the shed. So the insurance guy, when the adjuster comes, he can look to see if there's any damage to the shed that was newly done June 9th of this year. And so we're going to do the same company as did the roof June 9th. And I want to say I've been to Cherville, Gary, and Highland, where I live, and Munster, and also Crown Point, and it's all over. Devastated, uprooted. My neighbor's tree uprooted, and that was a very wide, big diameter tree, like at St. Stephen's. I asked Jan, "You mean that big tree by the handicap?" She said, "Yes, that got uprooted." Yeah. So we had an uprooted at Hobart. We had one in my neighbor in Highland, and we got power back in Highland August 21st, and so.
And you got power back to your church just yesterday.
Yes, yesterday.
And
yes.
St. Augustine's in Gary is still without power.
So friends, I want to say thanks to these leaders in the Calumet Episcopal Ministry Partnership. I've been in conversation with the other faith communities in Porter and LaPorte counties. Thank you for your continuing support and prayer. We'll be following up with whatever particular needs arise that we become aware of. Thank you. Grace and peace, my friends.